What's up everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons and why you need to buy a Squiddy Owl. Let's get started. Squiddy Owl, priced at $80 and $100 if you want an anodization, is Squid Industries' metal take on the Squiddy. Being a fully aluminum ballast song, the Squiddy Owl is really light, weighing at 3.8 ounces. But that's the exact same as the Nautilus, and I really like that knife. Before we get into the pros and cons, I'd like to say this. The Squiddy Owl is probably the best public butterfly knife trainer you can get. If you want a non-threatening, fully aluminum butterfly knife that's public friendly, this is the one I bring almost anywhere, because who can say no to a smiley face? If someone asks me, hey, is that a knife? I just go like this first, and I say, see, no it's not, see look, it's a face. And that shows people right away that it's non-threatening. It's just a fidget toy, and it's not something that you're trying to cut someone with. Back to the review. Let's go over the cons first. Now the first main con I noticed when I got it was that if you ever oil this ballast song, the oil will leak through these pivots. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's oil inside these screws. And on this side too. Both sides leak oil. So if you accidentally put a little too much oil, or you don't clean out your oil before re-oiling it, then it will leak all over the handles, get your hands all sticky, and even stain things like your bed if you flip over it. So that's an annoying feature, but it just means you need to be more careful with your oil. Now another thing that's a con is it being 3.8 ounces. I know how I said earlier that I like the Nautilus, and that's also 3.8 ounces, but this one just has a different effect. Maybe it's it being a Squiddy and it's in my head, or it's something else, but this knife has the Squiddy effect. If you don't know it already, the Squiddy effect is when, say, you get this knife brand new and you flip it for 30 minutes. Then, as soon as you come back to say you're cracking, the cracking feels really heavy, really slow, and you keep mistiming rollovers and other kind of tricks that you normally have dialed. But when you go back to the Squiddy, it's perfectly fine. This is the Squiddy effect. It's where you get so used to the lightness of the knife that you mistime your rollovers on heavier knives. Now there is an easy way to fix this. If you go between your Kraken and Squiddy Owl more often, your brain will get used to what it's going to feel like, and you won't get the Squiddy effect as much. Still, if I do extended periods of flipping with a Squiddy Owl, like probably by the end of this video, I'm going to have a little bit of Squiddy effect. But that's fine, because then when I go back to my Kraken, it'll just get better overall. Another thing to note is this is not really a con, it's just something that's interesting, is the Squiddy Owl is a pretty small knife. Like here's my Nautilus, and my Squiddy Owl, if I line these up right, look how much like bigger my Nautilus V2 is. Now, that's not really a problem, it's just something that's interesting. So if you have bigger hands, that could be something that's a little weird and you wouldn't like as much. Now enough about these boring cons. Let's get on to the pros of this thing. Now, I already talked about how this is a really friendly knife, and I don't need to go over this again, but if you want a public knife, get this one. It's great, very friendly, doesn't really look like a knife. The other main pro about this thing is being at $80, this is probably the best price to performance ratio of a knife that Squid Industries offers on its website. Being $80, this thing performs almost better than the Mako, which is at $120. I think this thing is probably the best thing you can get with $80, and it's just a really good knife at a really cheap price. Another pro is the durability on this thing is actually really good. This shiny surface of aluminum that shines in the sunlight hides the scratches very well. Although you can still see some of them, it hides scratches well, and even though I just dropped it, I feel like the tuning stays together really good. I've had this for about a month or two, and it does have a little bit of tap, but if you oil it, it goes away slightly, and it still flips amazing because the play is almost not there. In conclusion, if you want a great price knife that's metal, publicly friendly, and flips good, get the Squiddy Owl. It's amazing, and it's a great way to level up your collection in a cheaper way, but still get a great quality product. Personally, this is my everyday carry. I flip this thing all the time, And I've gotten away from the Squiddy effect now, which is great. So now I'm enjoying it a lot better. The main thing that is a little weird is the oil leakage, but I just have to kind of clean it a little bit more. But that may just be because it's a bushings ballast song and it doesn't run on bearings. If you're thinking about buying a Squiddy owl, I would get one. They have cool anodizations because it's fully aluminum, and you can do a completely build your own one, or get titanium hardware like what I did. And I gotta say, this looks really good. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe. And if you want to see more tutorials, drop down what they are in the comments.